Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. What a beautiful day we've got. It is so pretty out. Loving, loving, loving that. Let me see if I get the light right. I tell you, not happy with it, not happy with it. But you know what? We're still kind of getting the growing pains of a new studio, and glad to have you with me. Glad to have you with me. I'm Devin O'Day. For those of you who just joined and you go, what is this? What is this? Well, this is a show that keeps you up to date on what's going on in Middle Tennessee. A lot of folks are happy this morning. Governor Bill Lee going in as the incumbent on Election Day midterms, and Andy Ogles, also another winner. And I don't know all the districts and all the winners, but I just saw on Facebook that those two went in. Those two won. So I'll try to keep you posted for some other information, but we stay kind of away from politics here on this show. It's mainly in stuff to do, like what's new at the zoo.
This holiday season, the largest lantern event in the country returns to Nashville Zoo. See more than 1,000 Chinese lanterns. Welcome back to Zoolumination at Nashville Zoo. Bigger, brighter, and better than ever.
Just in case you're wondering, November 18th is when that starts, not very long from now. And when your families are in town, you go, what do we do? How do we get in? What do we take the family to? We got visitors in from out of town. That's a great idea. Go to the Nashville Zoo, Zoolumination. And if you are in town, know that driving in town is a little different these days. Prayers out, speaking of, for Shelley. And, my prayers are with you, sister, and hope that you are on the mend and feeling better. Not just for us, it's for those around us. Driving defensively and knowing what's going on around us is part of it's, because it can be nothing that's your fault, like it was in her situation. But when somebody hits you, it can cause damage that goes further than you can even imagine. So drive defensively, drive alert, and sometimes even then you can't stop it. But I just pray for your safety.
So I got a DUI. Mom, Dad.
Why didn't you just call someone for a ride?
I wasn't thinking ahead. I didn't think I was gonna get caught. Yeah, my best friend Tim.
Still coming to my bachelor party next month?
This DUI cost me 10 grand. So no. Yeah, you in the back.
Did you know I almost died when you hit me?
Didn't think this would affect so many people.
Think it was worth it?
No more questions.
You know what? Community coffee is part of my Louisiana background. And there's all sorts of coffee recipes. And this is the pumpkin spice season. So if you go to Starbucks or any of those places, you're going to find all sorts of pumpkin and seasonal flavors going into Christmas with the peppermint mochas and lattes. But one of my things that I always find interesting is that there's a lot you can do with coffee that has nothing to do with drinking it. It's our Daily Yummy from Community Coffee. would think of putting coffee with a steak recipe? I wouldn't, but thank you to Community Coffee for giving us that great idea. It's time for our daily giggle, and it is Waggin Tales Wednesday. So we're going to go down under. We're going to go to Australia, where there is a sanctuary for rescued kangaroos, rescued roos, and wombats. Let's take a look.
We all love to chill out on the couch and watch TV or take a nap. Well, here's a kangaroo who thinks he's part human. So much so, his owners even call him a humaroo because some of his mannerisms are so human. Kim and Neil Hayward run the Patch Kangaroo Sanctuary in South Australia, which is a non-profit charity that looks after wildlife and currently has 26 kangaroos and 2 wombats. Even though most of the kangaroos look alike, one stands out from the rest, and that's Rufus, the couch kangaroo. Rufus is a bit of a celebrity. He even has his own Facebook, Instagram and YouTube page. He's even had various articles written about him. I myself found out about him from an article in a magazine in Australia. What makes him such a special kangaroo is he loves to relax and sleep on a couch in the family home. Kim said that Rufus took an interest in the family couch the moment he was rescued as an 8-month-old joey, and now every evening at 5:30 p.m, Rufus would hop from his enclosure to the back door of the house and wait to be let in, so he could chill out on the couch, watch TV and go to sleep. Normally, Rufus leaves the couch to sleep outside at night, but one day he fell asleep on the couch and refused to get up, prompting Kim to start filming him, and thus begun his rise to celebrity status.
Look what I've got for you. Look, would you like an almond? Come on, you're going to come and get your almond? Come to bed? Come on. You're going to come to bed? Rufy. Rufy, look what Mum's got. Come on. Yeah, it's an almond. Come on. You're going to get down? Come on. Rufy, it's bedtime. Mum, you're so very, very tired and I need to go to bed. Come on. You can do it. Oh, Rufus.
Rufus was too young to survive on his own as an 8-month-old joey, and could probably survive in the wild on his own now, but in South Australia it is illegal to release rescued kangaroos back into the wild. This is to protect the genetic integrity of native animal populations. A rescued animal must not be released if its origin is unknown. Since it's illegal to release kangaroos, they are provided a safe habitat so they can live in a mob as they would in the wild, with all food, water and shelter provided, and without any fear of being hunted by man or predator.
But yeah, anyway, these guys are all enjoying sunning themselves in the back garden here. And again, for anybody who doesn't know, they're not in the back garden. They've got this whole area out here, all up there and around the back up here. So they're not in a back garden. They're in a big enclosure area. The kangaroos, they love to lay in the back garden area. They're more sheltered from the wind out there. And they also too, it's like their safe zone. They feel really safe being close to the house. And if they're in the paddock and anything out there scares them, they'll always run in here and feel a lot safer. So yeah, I call this area their big outdoor pouch because it's, like I said, their safe zone. So yeah, so there's all the kids chilling, apart from the few that's outside.
Now I know people don't like seeing animals in cages like in zoos and theme parks, but these kangaroos seem to have it pretty good and seem to have the run of the house. The back door of the house is left open and they're allowed to come into the house as they please, and often do.
Just got the door open, and if they want to pop in for a little hello, they can.
But usually, only Rufus gets to sit on the couch.
Thanks to Wonder World for that video. You can follow the antics of Rufus and all the wonderful rescue that takes place at the Roo and Wombat Rescue in Australia by going to Rufus the Couch Kangaroo on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. You can find it all there, and his antics are great. Well, when we are driving on Tennessee highways, we don't always know. Now, if you're coming in for a visit, you might not realize we have a move over law. Well, it just makes good sense.
You move over here. Why not here? Move over from me.
Move over for me. That's the new campaign from our Highway Safety Office and AAA to try to help our times be, on the highways. We want everybody to be safe. A lot of travel coming up in the next couple of months, and we want to encourage everybody to watch what's on the roadside. If you have the Waze app, it's free, and it tells you when there's something on the right side of the road or the left side of the road that you need to move over. So it kind of gives you an idea. If you're going to find a navigational system to use, I suggest Waze really highly. I also suggest Christmas4Kids as a great way to spend a little extra money to go see a great concert at the Ryman Auditorium and see some great acts, and at the same time provide Christmas for some kids. Christmas4Kids, it's a Nashville tradition. Christmas4Kids is back at the Ryman this November 21st. Christmas4Kids provides children with shopping sprees, coats, and unforgettable experiences every year. This annual fundraising concert helps bring that experience to more kids. This year is hosted by Phil Vassar and includes Chris Young, the frontman, which is Richie McDonald, formerly of Lone Star, Larry Stewart of Restless Heart, Tim Rushlow, formerly of Little Texas, Essex County, and a whole lot more. Christmas4Kids, November 21st. To purchase tickets, go right now to Ryman.com.
In the house, we have 5 children.
5.
We need a bigger house. That's all we need. We saw a need for kids to have a safe place, for kids that we fell in love with immediately, to have parents that would love them, regardless of their past or their background or their history or their trauma or whatever. And we just wanted to be in their lives. Loving the boys is easy. Showing them love is easy. We're not in this alone. We have a community of support around us through our foster agency and through our adoptive agency, as well as through DCS. There are also other just families that pour into us and help us wherever they can. When we adopted all 3 of our children, there was no cost to us. No financial cost. Everything was taken care of by the state. Start asking questions through DCS, through maybe a church, maybe through some of the agencies like Tennessee Kids Belong. It's just incredible. There's so many people that are willing to help and able to help, and we'll be there when you need them, regardless of the time or anything like that. It's well worth it when you can see a child grow and flourish, even though they're not in a traditional home environment. They don't have to be statistics. They can now rise above things that would have held them down before. Their job is to reach back and pull somebody else along and help somebody else to be better.
I don't know what we would do now
without
the busy craziness.
Yeah, we joked about being empty nesters about 3 years ago. We thought, this is it, we're almost there. If we had more room, we for sure would take more. Yeah, we'd just keep taking them. We've told the agency that we foster through that we would.
Every time they ask us, can you take a placement? We're like, get us a bigger house.
Get us a bigger house. We'll sign a 20-year contract with you, whatever you want.
Y'all, that one made me cry. That one got me all up in my feels, all up in my feels. There are people in our world that are part of the solution every single day, and we try to share those stories. And wherever you are, there is a great need for fosters. And I love when you saw the sign out front when they had a kid that was coming home from an adoption: wanted, chosen, loved, adopted. I just love that. I just love that. It just renewed my faith in humanity. And we've had so many people who have jumped in today. Elizabeth is with us, and Perry is with us from North Dakota, and Heidi is with us today. And your bucket list is Australia. I tell you, it's fantastic. Now, I'm taking a group to Ireland in April of 2023. That's coming up this spring. So if you would like to go, check out my own personal Facebook page, and it's pinned right to the top, and you get all the details there. And go with us. Go with us. I know. And my little sister's watching. That got me. It got me too. Whew, I'm just a puddle. Heidi, you're watching in Wisconsin? Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Well, if you guys, and Michelle is here today. Let me make sure I've got everybody listed. You guys are here, and y'all are the family, y'all are here. Well, we've got a lot of things to tell you about today. It's Waggin Tales Wednesday. But I want to share something. If you have not been to the Tennessee State Museum, you are missing out. It is something that if you've got family coming in, great. If you've got kids that you homeschool, history comes alive. But if you just want a cool thing to do in the afternoon, the Tennessee State Museum, it looks like this.
I think with my work, the thing that I've always hoped people will do is, first and foremost, is just come in and go, whoa, wow. And then there's a 1,000 stories in the work that people can unpack. But most people come with their own stories. And I would say there's no wrong reading of the work. There's only the stories that you bring and what you find inside it. We're always being told that the world is kind of a complicated place and that we shouldn't think too hard about it. But I don't think that's the right approach. I think the world is a complicated place, and so we all should think a lot about it. We live in it. And we're all surrounded by complicated ideas, whether you go to church or whether you get on a jet plane. Everything is filled with complexity. My philosophy has always been to embrace the complexity rather than try and hide from it.
Okay, I'm all up in my feels today. That's at the Fisk Museum. That is the brand new installation, and it features the Fisk Jubilee Singers. And if you don't know about the history of Nashville and the Fisk Jubilee Singers, you can find out at the Fisk Museum starting November 11th. That's this week it starts. That's another great Christmas gift of experiences for your family. FriskMuseum.org. You can get that information. Have you ever thought of using your life as the school to teach kids? Well, there are new ways and new pathways in the state of Tennessee to get your teacher certification. There is the Teacher Apprenticeship Program, and we are the flagship state. I am so proud of Tennessee. And if you've ever had a desire to spread what you know in this world to children, and in a learning capacity, take a look at this.
Tennessee's Education Department is creating a pipeline in hopes of bringing more teachers to the state.
Tennessee became the first state in the country to have a permanent grow your own model.
The program covers tuition and gives teacher candidates job guarantees.
Now more than ever, we want to encourage more Tennesseans to pursue a meaningful career in teaching. That's why we're the first state in the country to establish a permanent teaching apprenticeship program that allows you to gain valuable on-the-job training and to get paid while earning your teaching license. With our Grow Your Own Teaching Apprenticeship program, Tennessee has an opportunity to lead the nation and serve as a model for other states.
Apprenticeship is a time-proven method to develop a qualified and skilled workforce.
This is a moment in time where now anyone who wants to be a teacher can work in their local community, get Department of Labor dollars to help pay for tuition and materials, and study under one of our incredible master and mentor teachers across the state, so that on the first day of teaching, they have 3 years of experience walking into the classroom in front of our kids.
I love that program. I love that they're using real life experience to bring teachers in and looking for innovative ways. Our state is really leading the pack in that. So proud of that. And it's time for our daily motivation. It is Waggin Tales Wednesday, and I look for animal stories. The Gentle Barn started in California. We have an installation in Knoxville. We have one in Nashville. And now they're creating one in St. Louis because of the story of 6 cattle who broke away from the truck. You're going to hear the story right now.
Yeah, we're trucking them over to the temporary property now.
Because of Spirit's injuries and internal infections, the most humane thing to do was for us to let him go peacefully. But Spirit will not be forgotten, and in his memory, we are starting a Gentle Barn in St. Louis to be home for his brothers and serve the community with our programs. But we can only do this with your support. Please go to gentlebarn.org and find out how you can help us reach our goal.
Gentle Barn has a great book that you can read all about what they have done and where they're going. And they're in Nashville, and I'm so excited they're in Nashville as well. A shout out to everybody who's joining us today. I was so thrilled. Michelle, we're glad to have you. I'm sorry that you had to go, but the cool things about our show, if you missed something, you can always go back. We leave the shows up. We're on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, on my Twitter page. I mean, if you really want to see some positive stories and stories to kind of lift your heart, we look for them every day. Does it inform? Does it inspire? Those are the two things that will get you on our show. devinoday@gmail.com if you have a story to suggest. It's time for our motivational moment. This one is good, and it's brought to you by Delta Dental of Tennessee.
I was 37. I was a mom of a 4 and a 6-year-old, personal trainer, never a smoker, rarely a drinker, and and it still happened.
One word Natalie Hennis never expected to hear from her doctor was cancer.
And I noticed I had like a sore in my mouth, and I just thought it was like a canker sore.
When it persisted, Natalie called her dentist, trained to spot more than 120 signs and symptoms of non-dental diseases like diabetes and cancer. Her dentist referred Natalie to an oral surgeon, who gave her the diagnosis that would change her life.
I had squamous cell carcinoma of the oral cavity, and it's malignant.
Within a few weeks, Natalie underwent a 9-hour cancer removal and reconstructive surgery, followed by several shorter reconstructive procedures.
In those early days, obviously the nurses were feeding me through the feeding tube. I was on a machine that was breathing for me. Couldn't talk. I mean, pretty much anything that you think of as a human was taken away.
That was much the same for Bill Ferris, though his type of throat cancer and the process his doctors took to get rid of it was very different.
I had chemo once a week for 5 or 6 weeks, I can't remember. And then I had radiation daily, Monday through Friday. And that's the killer.
Bill and Natalie shared another similarity in their fight with cancer, their support group. Both had heard about Gilda's Club through friends.
Cancer can be a very lonely experience, and Gilda's Club served as a place to provide support of like-minded individuals who have been through similar experiences and traumas and diagnoses and treatments.
An affiliate of the cancer support community, Gilda's Club serves as a gathering place where people with cancer and their friends and families can find some answers throughout the daunting journey. Behind these red doors, they find the reality of the fight they're facing in a library full of books and pamphlets spelling out the intricacies of all different types of cancers. They find comfort in things like port pillows and recipe books made especially for the struggles they must now accept as daily life. But more importantly, they find hope in the people who have been in their shoes and survived.
To be able to talk with somebody who truly understands from that experience as the patient can help, I want to say, mostly with some of the emotional and psychological trauma and damage that you go through when you're diagnosed with cancer.
Gilda's Club is here. There is someone who can help you. Hold your hand. Hold your spouse's hand.
Gilda's Club offers specialized support groups. Delta Dental sponsors their head and neck cancer group, each one focused on being an invaluable resource to people during and after their battle with cancer, and everything they offer is free to those families.
If I hadn't had this support group, I would not have known what to do, what to expect.
Both Bill and Natalie are cancer-free now, but keep coming back to Gilda's Club for themselves and for the next person who is diagnosed.
There's things that we still all go through, whether it's physical or psychological, remembering things. But it's just that support system that is so desperately needed.
There's hope. It makes us all feel good. That's why we keep coming back.
For more information about Gilda's Club, visit their website at gildasclubmiddletn.org.
Woo, what a show it's been. It's Waggin' Tales Wednesday, motivating you and uplifting you and sharing giggles and stories and joy and hope. That's important. Be safe, everybody. Be kind. And remember, most of all, you are loved. And thanks for checking in. Follow, subscribe, and share. Have a great rest of your day.
We are home. We are family. We are things to do and places to see. Mom and pops, local grown, small business Saturdays. We are Main Street, Main Street, Main Street. We are your Main Street today.